Nestled under the ominous shadow of the cursed mountain known as Dark Peak lay a peaceful village. The villagers spoke in hushed tones of Zavira, an infamous 80 years old witch, renowned for her sinister deeds and magical powers. Within her mysterious fortress, Zavira sat upon a throne of darkness, her skeletal frame like a construct of bones, and her parchment-thin skin emitted faint green cracks of glowing light. The villagers trembled in fear of Zavira, using tales of her frightful visage and terrifying deeds to scare their children. One day, Amina, a courageous 7 years old girl, stepped forward to face Zavira. The tales of Zavira's glowing green eyes, skeletal body, and cruel grin could not deter her. The villagers described every terrifying detail of Zavira's attire and powers, yet Amina's determined gaze never wavered. In her hand, she carried a magical mirror given to her by her grandmother, a symbol of hope and courage. When Amina gazed into the mirror, Zavira's fearsome reflection appeared alongside her young, determined face, quickening Amina's heartbeat. Yet her resolve remained unshaken as she clutched the mirror tightly. With the magical mirror in hand, Amina left the village and ventured towards Zavira's fortress. In the distance, the faint glow of Zavira's green eyes flickered from a high window. Amina entered the forbidden forest where the air grew colder and heavier with every step. It felt as though Zavira's glowing green eyes were watching her every move. In the depths of the forest, Amina encountered a living tree whose branches twisted like the green embroidery on Zavira's cloak. The tree ensnared her with its roots, and the echo of Zavira's power resonated through the air, summoning her courage and cleverness. Amina broke free of the tree's grasp and pressed onward. Amina reached a river of molten lava, a fiery barrier to the witch's fortress. On the far side stood Zavira, her glowing green eyes and staff's emerald daring Amina to proceed. The river presented a riddle that Amina, using her wit and bravery, solved to cross safely. Finally, Amina stood before Zavira's ominous fortress. Its walls seemed to pulse with dark energy, reflecting the witch's cruel essence. From a high window, Zavira's piercing green eyes glowed. Amina and Zavira faced each other at last. Amina's courage shielded her from the dark influence of the witch. In a chilling voice, Zavira declared, "Little girl, you have shown bravery, but you are no match for me." Green mist poured from her staff, creeping toward Amina. But Amina raised her grandmother's magical mirror and proclaimed, "This mirror will reveal your true self, Zavira." As Zavira's reflection appeared in the mirror, her green glow began to fade. The mirror absorbed her dark magic, and her cruel grin twisted into fear. "No, this cannot be," she screamed as the mirror drained her powers. The glowing cracks on her body vanished, and her staff fell from her hands. With her powers gone, Zavira transformed into an ordinary old woman. Her eyes now filled with remorse. Trembling, she said, I have misused my powers and harmed others. I am deeply sorry. Amna replied, if you dedicate your remaining days to helping others, perhaps you can atone for your wrong. The villagers who had lived in fear for so long gathered to celebrate Amna's bravery. Her victory not only freed them from Zavira's terror, but also brought new hope. They embraced Amna, declaring her their hero.